Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. Hope you can see and hear me. Let me just check and see if everything. I look a bit contrasty. I don't know if that's an issue, but hey, we'll crack on nonetheless. At least I can hear some rustling. That was probably me farting about in the background. Welcome to those of you who have chosen to join me here on the Friday night when the footy's on. Let's not talk about that for obvious reasons for those of you who are watching the footy. But I'm going to crack the night off with what's probably going to be a conciliatory Northern Monk Faith. A teeny wee one. Because they're cheaper if you buy them in smaller. So it's no surprise that Euro 2024, which for all you Americans and non-Europeans is a big football competition, kicks off tonight. I'm not going to say any more about it because there might be some questions in the quiz about it. But let's just say it's not going well for one country so far. ABC, nice to see you in nice and early. Usually don't see you to the end. I think I saw something popping up saying you'd been a member for 2 years. So let's raise a terribly poured glass of beer to that. Thank you very much. If anyone is interested in that, you can join and become a member, knowing you're supporting a small struggling creator to get through the day. No, that's true. I do appreciate it. Thank you for everyone who's a member. If you do want to be a member, you can get 2 levels. So there's normal membership, which is just you being a really nice human being and helping out. And then you can be a hero member, which gets you 10% off everything at aquariumadventures.co.uk. Let's get all the plugs out the way early tonight, shall we? Before we get into the meat of it. I've been looking into memberships. I thought YouTube was like against me because I go on a few other live streams every now and again. I'll go on Aquarium Daily's live stream. Jack JT Keeping Fish will be on his live stream, and a few others that pop up. I don't always chat because not often I'm busy. I'm doing something else and I'll just have it on in the background, so I'll just be kind of lurking. But I'll usually say hello or something like that, and then there's always people are gifting memberships. Apparently that's a thing that people do. Another person has become a member. Thank you, Simon. And I never managed to win. And I remember being on a stream once that somebody gifted, I think it was 25 memberships, and there was only 23 people watching, and I didn't get a membership, and I was a bit like, what the hell? What's going on there? And I found out today why that is. This is just an aside. This isn't me trying to socially engineer you all to start gifting memberships, but if you want to, you can do that kind of thing. But yes, as Jack says, it's because I have a branded account. I had no idea I had a branded account. So there are 2 ways that if you want to be able to receive gifted memberships, if you go on my channel right now, for instance, if you go down the join button, you don't have to join, but if you click the join button, you should see some options, and one of them would be accept gifted memberships, or accept gifts, I think it's called, something along those lines. And it just never worked with me. And I couldn't find anything until today, where I finally figured out it's because it turns out my name's not Aquarium Adventures. And because I have a YouTube channel called Graham, or I have a Google account called Graham Kerr, which is my actual name, and then I made this as a second one, which isn't my name. This is technically a branded account and they can't receive gifts. So that explains it. So, I don't know. I've been thinking about this for ages and never figured out what was going on. So if you've ever wondered why you weren't ever getting any of the gifted memberships, now you know. So it's not just being able to switch on the gifted memberships. You also have to have your own account. Hans has become a member. What is everyone becoming a member for all of a sudden? Excellent. I shall talk about memberships more often. That wasn't the reason for this. I was just, I finally solved something. I figured it out. NJW's become a member, all the way from Doncaster. I think has somebody done some gifting, as that's what's happened. So anyway, I thought I would just explain, in case you were in the same boat as me, not understanding what was happening. Wally's freshwater aquatics has become, oh right, something's happened, clearly. I'll get to that in a second. Pardon me. Juggler's in, Brian Watt is in, Lee's in from a sunny Bolton. It's becoming the bane of my life, Bolton, at the moment, but no, let's be positive about it. Scotland is oh, Rebecca, shush. Who will you support if Scotland loses? Well, at the risk of alienating a large proportion of my audience, someone else, I will say. I live in England. My wife is English. My children were born in England, even though I tell them all they were born in Scotland. I can't do the normal Scottish thing of hating England all the time. I've lived in England now longer than I've lived in Scotland. Ugh. JT's here. Lisa's the basic member. There's no such thing as the basic member. Everyone, you're all special. The towel, the towel is underway. Don't worry, June. I have plans. Simon, 24 months as a hero adventurer. Wow. Well done. Wally's in. Nice to see you. Mine isn't branded. Well, it depends. If you have a Gmail account or a Google account called Rebecca, whatever, and then at some point you made a second channel to be your YouTube channel, but used that original, there's a way you can tell, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but the fact that you're called Freshwater Ichthyology makes me think you probably have got a branded account as well. You're saying you lurk around live streams and no one knows. Just every now and again I like to dip in and see what's going on. I don't worry, that's a complete lie. I'll start that sentence again. I wonder what's going on out there in the world. So am I missing a trick? Are people doing things that are more or less exciting than things I'm doing? Is there things that I could be incorporating into my live streams? I just don't want to miss out, I guess. Just keep an eye on what's going on. Second half has kicked off, and make sure, that I'm not missing a trick, basically. So, or who's copying me? Pointing no elbows, Jack. No, not that. Not at all. Anything like that. More about just, what's going on. So, if somebody's got a new idea of a way to run a competition, or someone's like Fish Fam Link. I didn't know that was a thing until I started seeing other people doing Fish Fam Link and going, oh, what is that? How does that work? That's pretty cool. That's awesome. I had no idea Stevie P, for instance, did all that wonderful artwork. But a lot of the streams are like in the middle of the night for me, so I can't really see that many or that often. So I will just check in every now and again just to see what's going on and see what people are doing and talking about. If there's any topics, any beefs, any dramas, anything, whatever's going on, just to see if I can try and keep my finger in it a little bit. So I struggle for time at the best of times. I must admit, we might talk about this a little bit later. I've been very demotivated this week. So, for instance, I asked Jack if he wanted to come on as a co-host, and he said, well, yeah, can you move it back an hour to start at 8 o'clock? Because it's pretty late, because he's an hour in the future. There's no time travel involved, you know what I mean, different time zones and all that kind of stuff. I'd already scheduled it before I saw that message, but I was about, well, I can't really. So I'm busy. I'm busy 24 hours a day. This is like the only 2 hours I get free, really, or 3 or 4, depending how long I stay up. Every day I've got my proper job, I'm working. Then every evening I've got responsibilities, I've got stuff that needs to be done, whether it's stuff around the house, making dinner for everybody, ferrying kids to various dance classes, acting classes, whatever it might be, moving things around, doing, I don't know, finances, doing homework, helping with whatever. It's like, every day has stuff going on to the end of the day, and I'm a bit like, oh. And at some point during the little bits and half hours I've got here and there, I've got to do all of my maintenance and make sure everything's okay, and then film a video and all that kind of stuff. So I'm literally full of stuff to do. And sometimes it can get a little bit overwhelming, I guess, and you can't move things around too easily. So this is my slot. I've carved it out for myself. I'm never going to move it for come hell or high water. I'll be here talking nonsense on the internet every Friday between 9 and 11. If for some reason more free time comes up, then yeah, I will spend more time doing more things, but that's just kind of it. Oh, there we go. Someone did. Simon gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Simon. Oh, Jack says he might be able to join us. Is Jack sitting in? Is he sitting in the live stream thing? We'll see if I can see him. I can see him, and I can hear him.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you. Yeah. I can.
Right, wait a minute. We're going to do some technology stuff here to see whether or not I can actually bring him in.
All right.
Can I make you bigger? I can move you around. Why are you in a little box? This is going to make no sense to anybody.
I don't know. Oh. Oh, I just clicked on myself and then it makes it full screen. If you... Or... Pretty big at least.
I can make you big and me small. How about that?
Yeah,
You're now presenting my show, Jack.
I can see. I can see.
I should be able to make myself come on camera, but I'll do it. So Jack is joining us for at least a little while. You'll hang around in the background.
Yeah.
Who knows how long that'll last? I just want to say thank you, Simon, for your 5 memberships. I think you might be the first person who's ever gifted 5 memberships. So how long have you known about this branded account thing?
Me? Well, actually quite a while, because it was like I was like wondering a while back why I couldn't receive, or no, actually no, it doesn't came from that. It came from the fact that YouTube introduced a new thing where you as a creator can gift like 10 memberships a month, like for free to people just to try out the memberships. And I was trying it and I couldn't get mine to work, and then I did a little research and it said, yeah, if you're a branded account you can't do it for some reason, which is nonsense.
Explains it. Because I'm sure I asked you about 3 or 4 weeks ago, why am I not getting any of these memberships? It doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
So that's it. But,
so for those of you that don't know, this is JT keeping fish, or Jack to his friends or people that know him.
Yeah.
Rather than friends. He has a YouTube channel as well, which does a live stream on a Thursday night. Very similar sort of theme, where he has a fizz. He has a quiz based on fish.
Yeah, fizz.
So I think that's your USP, is your quiz is based on fish, rather than...
it's all about fish.
It's not just the random nonsense I do.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And you can go and learn more about him on his channel, but also I forget the name of the channel. It's Adam. What's his channel called?
Adam 7 Fish Tanks.
Adam 7 Fish Tanks went to visit you a few weeks ago, I think, and released a video this week all about come and meet this young entrepreneur with his fish shop, and it was a bit of a deeper dive into it. And I enjoyed that video.
Yep, that's right.
How was the experience?
Did you watch it all the way through?
I did watch all 55 minutes of it, or whatever it was.
I know it was long.
It was a big one.
Yeah.
How was the experience for you? Have you ever had anyone come and make a video about your stuff before?
Let me think. No, I don't. I've been to other people's places to make videos about their stuff. But I don't think. No, they like the first actual. Now I've had customers who were. It's actually pretty funny. I have a customer, and he was already subscribed to my. He found my channel back when he was living in, I think, Spain or something, and he found my channel like a year ago, and then he moved to the Netherlands for some reason, maybe work or whatever, and then he realized that he lived like pretty close to me, and that I was selling fish and stuff. So so that's quite funny, because then I met him, and he'd already been watching my videos for like a half a year. Oh, now I can see you.
Aha.
That's nice.
I've done something now.
That's better.
Now, can I move us around? No, that's not what I meant to do. Now I'm
we
talking.
love the live resizing, eh?
It's better than live
You know.
spreadsheeting. What can I say?
Well, I do live spreadsheeting, you do live resizing.
There used to be a way where you could
yeah,
get to go side by side, but why is it not doing that anymore?
I don't know. Well, you've got this so you got focus or you've got grid.
Oh, there we go. There we go. That'll do. Cocked it up again.
Something like that. Yeah.
Live resizing. There we go.
Live resizing, love it. Only you've got yourself double on screen now.
Ta-da!
That's nice too.
And now I'm looking over there so as I can see my screen, it looks like I'm looking away
Yeah.
from you. So this is just rude. I need to swap you.
Well, hey, my camera is there, so it looks like I'm looking just at my screen, but I'm
going to try doing it like
otherwise,
this.
If I do this, then I can't see.
Yeah. Right, so
that doesn't make sense.
Just for everyone else's benefit, this was a bit of a joke from last week where I keep missing comments and I can't keep up with anything. I'm terrible at the chat. I thought, I need a co-host who can, when I go off on a rant and a tangent about something, they can go, somebody said something that makes some sense here, or it's a clever question. So this is the role Jack is going to attempt to fill for the first hour of the stream, maybe, to see whether or not something that works with everyone.
Yeah.
So I'm going to crack on and see if I can get through some of these comments. For instance,
that'd be good.
Scott's one, which is, it's the kind of the perfect moderator admin comment. Make sure you hit the like button because, as I always say, you don't have to pay for this. You just have to turn up and click like on your way in. You can even click dislike because that works just as good.
Yeah. No, I'm usually so. For some people, I'm now known as JT likes keeping fish because I ask so much for likes.
I know.
Like on the live stream, I'm always like, "Have you hit the like button? Have you hit the like?"
It does turn you into a bit of a. What's the word? What's a nice way of saying it? Because I feel the same. Every time I do this, I feel dirty that I'm begging people to please like me. Oh, please.
That's the thing, but I kind of I sometimes I have that feeling, but then there again, the like button does not cost you anything.
Yeah.
You only have to click it, and that's it. If you've got a YouTube account, it doesn't cost you anything. So it's like.
So as a fellow creator, you probably understand this better than most. That the reason we do it is because of the almighty algorithm that we must bow down to.
Exactly.
It does make a difference. That we can go in and look at our stats and see. It's all about engagement, and engagement is what makes YouTube show your channel to more people. So the more engagement you get, the more people it will show your videos to. Which makes you do that horrible dirty feeling thing where you have to go, please say you like this.
Yeah.
But what I did realise a while ago is it doesn't matter whether they like it or dislike it. If you can get people... Engagement is just engagement. You can have people come on, comment on your videos saying, this is the biggest tripe I've ever seen and complete nonsense. And I'll be like, thank you. Thanks for your comment.
I know. It's like, as even if it's all negative comments or comments that don't make sense, sure, it's weird, but it's engagement, and that's what counts in the end, because hey, the YouTube algorithm is not a human. They don't see what the value of that message is. They just see that's an extra message done. And say you respond, as the creator, respond to that, and they respond again, then they just see that as plus ones.
Which is why you'll often see channels will get engaged in arguments in the comments, and people often say, "Oh, just ignore it and don't worry about it." You go, "No. If I answer every comment, that counts as an engagement, even if it's an argument."
Yeah.
Anyway, so one more bit of admin. We've obviously got 2 quizzes for your delectation tonight. We've got the Eliminator, which Jack is now 2-time winner of the Eliminator. I'm just popping up on screen what the rules are. The Eliminator is 10 questions. They increase in difficulty. We haven't quite worked out how Jack is cheating to win it twice.
I'm not cheating at all.
But you stay in until you get one wrong, and then you're out, basically. Questions are all multiple choice again because I haven't had time to sort it out properly. And the correct answer, most importantly, is what I say it is. It's my quiz. What I say is right is what is right. Bit of a timer. 10 questions in, and you win something. Which, little face, you have still to choose what your prizes are. But we'll get onto that in a little bit. The first quiz we're going to do is going to start in about 10 minutes, which is the normal quiz. We're on week 2 of June's quizzes. That's June the month, not June the person. We add up all the points for everyone that participates, and at the end of June, whoever's got the most points, what do points make? Prizes. So we will be doing that. Let's see if I can crack down. I've forgotten what button I need to press to switch back now. Is it that one?
I think
There we go.
I've got some sound effects here.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if they work. Ooh.
They do.
Did you hear that?
Yep, I've got one of them.
Oh. Well, that's a good one. We need that one.
Juggler's asking, would it be anyone but England to support in the Euros? I can't say that anymore. Maybe 20 years ago I might have said that. But yeah, like I say, I've married an English woman. I have English kids. I have English relatives. I can't be that bad. There was a time when I first moved down to... I live in Sheffield in England, for those of you that don't know. And when I first moved down here, I stayed in a shared house with a bunch of students and some people that worked. And it was either the Euros or the World Cup. And I'd go to every match. We'd go out to the pub and watch whatever it was. And if England were playing Sweden, I'd wear a yellow t-shirt. If England were playing Denmark, I'd wear a red t-shirt. Much to the chagrin of everyone in the entire pub, it turned out. I don't know how I'm still alive. I should have got killed. But nowadays, no, I'll happily watch an England game and just politely clap if they score. But that's about as good as it gets. Oh, look at that. ABC says he lived in Scotland for 8 months. I'm sure you've told me that before, actually.
Did you know Brian was Scottish as well?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but then I found it out like a day ago.
Well, I have met him. So he came to one of the
Oh,
fish
that's right,
auction
that's
things.
right.
But I'm sure he's told me that before.
Could be.
Yeah, there's a good few Scottish people. I get a lot of people in my
Yeah.
comments saying, "Oh, it's great to hear a fellow Scotsman. Whereabouts in Scotland are you?" And I say, "Sheffield." And they go, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got Cam in the fish room saying, "Morning, champions." So this is Saturday morning for him. This is always freaks me out. I don't really get
I know.
there.
Same.
Who else have we got? Yeah, who else? Who managed to get one of those? Juggler saying live spreadsheet tag team. We could, couldn't we? That'd be exciting for everyone. Who else got one of the gifted memberships? I'd be interested to know.
Hans got one. NJW got one. Wally's Freshwater Aquatics got one. Bunny Viper got one as well.
Excellent.
And Lisa's Critters got one.
I'll need to start doing something for all my members. That's why I feel like I'm letting everyone down. Because I don't. Do you do anything for your members? Anything special?
Oh, I do
streams or
a
anything?
lot.
What do you do?
I do a lot. I do. So I've got different levels. So if we start, so basic level, basically you get standard things like mentioned in the description, blah blah blah. You get. So I do daily community posts, but I do that for normal people, and then I've also got
Normal
members
people.
only community posts every day. And I'll share like just basic life stuff or funny things I found or whatever. And then also sometimes if I do like member only live streams, that will also be in there. And then if you're like a level higher, you'll get also early access to some videos if they, so a few different things really.
I tried the early access to videos thing, but I just kept forgetting and not doing it properly.
Well, I mean, the thing is, do you usually schedule them or do you just post them straight away?
Okay. The truth is, I usually film, edit, and release a video on the same day. But what I like to tell myself is that I film and edit videos and I have a bank full and then I schedule them to be released.
Right.
And I usually start
Yeah.
every year where I get 2 or 3 in the bank and then get lazy,
Mhm.
use them up,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, oh, it's Thursday, I've not made a video for 10 days. Oh, what can I film?
Yeah.
And I go around and do it a bit like that, where I
That's,
want to
yeah.
be more professional than that, but I go back to my
Mhm.
earlier comment of I have 0 hours left in the day to do anything. It's really...
Yeah, I know what you mean. I sometimes I also have, because I'm quite busy with, especially now with school. It's like so next year is my last final year,
Mm.
but the year before is always like the most work in the Dutch system at least. Um, and then I'm like, oh wait, it's because every Saturday at 3 o'clock my time I release a video. So, and I've been consistent. I have done that for a good year and a half. So that's good. But sometimes I'm like at the end of the week and I'm like, oh, I need to make a video real quick. And then I'll be like, what can I make a video about, you know? Um, but because I haven't planned, so I've got it scheduled, I usually get it uploaded at least by to like Friday night, Friday evening. And then I've got early access on now. So people who are members of my channel will be able to watch that video right now. And I've already got Mike who watched the video actually and left a comment already. So yeah.
Yeah, I've got my little book where I put my ideas of videos, but I've got plenty of ideas. In fact,
Yeah.
this is just a random book. This isn't the one I was talking about. But anyway, I have a book with all the ideas of the videos I want to make, and I try
Yeah.
and make as many as possible. But I always find I fall behind and never
Yeah.
quite get around to it. But
Yeah.
my most chaotic started at the start of this year. Was when I wasn't consistent. I was 2 videos 1 week, nothing for a fortnight, random days, and that's when my sub count started going through the roof. So
I know.
I don't
It's
get
insane because what did you start the year on? Like
it.
20,000 was it?
I think it was
Or
like
was it
18 or something like that.
18, yeah. And that's 46.
40 odd, I know.
Yeah.
Don't jinx it though, touch wood, as long as it keeps going. Let me just post. I need to find the little chat thing. I want to post the link to the quiz. Oh, we're over here. I'll move that out way.
I like this comment from Benjamin. He says, so do you have JT live on camera to make sure he doesn't cheat on the games?
He's caught me out. That is exactly what I was thinking. No, I'm pretty sure he isn't cheating. I just like to tease him. Because I can see on the stats how quickly he was answering the questions. So unless he's hacked me, logged in, printed out, or memorised all the questions, he can't be cheating that much. So we're going to do the normal quiz first. That's the link that I've just posted in the description for anyone there. While you all jump in and see if anybody wants to play, I'm going to have a quick zhuzh down the comments to see if anything's been missed. Stevie P says branded account is a weird name for it. It is a weird name for it because it's not a brand. I'm not a brand unless I'm my own brand. It's just it's a second account. Yeah, and it's a bit weird because it hurts them that. Because the whole idea with gifting memberships, I think, is that someone gets gifted a membership, like it, and then go, oh yeah, I'll carry that on. Whereas you wouldn't normally do it yourself. And you're limiting the amount of people that can do it that way, I guess.
Yeah. No, Facebook, YouTube is just a bit weird with certain things, like certain rules or certain things. Like, why would a normal account be able to gift those memberships and a branded can't? Like, why? You know?
It's more money for YouTube, if nothing else. Elliot123 says, JT, I got my Stingray, a mini marble Motoro. Is that someone you know? I'm very jealous. I kind of want a Stingray myself.
I see him. He's sometimes in my chat. So, yeah, cool, nice.
Oh, I've just seen a horrible comment from Juggler.
Wow.
Right, moving on. I'm almost English. I wouldn't go that far, Rebecca. I'm definitely not almost English. I've just spent a lot of time here. That's it. When I first went to Scotland on purpose, it was the World Cup. Scotland got chucked out the week before every pub there used to play the matches. Yeah, we're a bit bitter like that sometimes. Lister 27 L1D5TE. I'm sure that's meant to say something. You're from 10 minutes from Sheffield. Nice to see you.
That's close.
Come say hello one day with an appointment. Right, we're about there. Debs is in. If I haven't said hello to you, I'm very sorry, but we have reached that time. Right, I'm going to minimise you, and we're going to go on to
It's me.
something else. Presentation view. That's what I want. Right, watch this seamless transition.
I can't see the transition. Where is it?
There we go. Look at that. So we can still hear you, Jack, but we can't see you anymore.
Okay.
We have
Gotcha.
27 people ready to go. I'm about to click the button for anybody that's interested. Let me turn my head back on. That's not a sentence I thought I'd say anytime soon.
My head back on. Just screw it on. There you go.
Yeah,
Come on.
live reporting in the background. Oh. Juggler was having me on, but it's not good. Anyway. Right, are we about ready, everyone? Remember.
I'm ready.
Oh, we could do some live spreadsheeting, actually. Hang on.
Oh. I still need to do some lives. I haven't updated my scores yet from this week and last week, so.
So this is June so far. You can see who's winning. Juggler, surprise, surprise, Kel Surprise. He is in first position with 2,582 points, followed closely by some kid named JT Keeping Fish. Laurie Carey Day is in third place, False Inspector in fifth, and Aquarium Shed in sixth. And then you can see the rest of them in there. But what are we going to add in week 2? We will start the countdown. Good luck, everybody. I should really have like a bed of like suspenseful music playing at this point.
Maybe I have a thing here. I have a quack.
It's not really suspenseful, is it?
No. A sad horn? Well, that's a good one. I like that.
I've got a drum roll.
Ooh, drum roll, please.
I almost timed
I don't
that
hear
correctly.
any drum roll.
Right, question 1. What fish do a lot of people no longer have due to reclassification of the subfamily this week? It's been in the news, it's been all over the place. What do we think? Is it Corydoras, Swordtails, Congo Tetras, or Platies?
Easy.
Should be easy. If you're in our Discord servers, you should know about this one. So most of you think it is Corydoras because it is indeed Corydoras. If you are in my Discord server, have a look in the promotions section. Rebecca has put a link to her website, which, having had a quick read of that, is, I think, the best explanation that I've seen so far, or the best.
Yeah.
So there's a question coming up later about me trying to figure out what one fish is called now, and I just couldn't figure it out. It's quite confusing. There are now zombie Corydoras. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Maybe we can talk about it in a bit. What's that done to the scores? Stevie P was fastest, Botty McBotty second, JT Keeping Fish in there number 3. Right, are we ready? Most people got that. Shadow, you didn't get that one. Ready for question 2? If someone served you chicken of the forest, what would you be eating? Squirrel, blackberries, mushrooms, or rabbit? Zen Ginger and Stevie P are saying, I no longer have any Corydoras, it's not fair. What do you think the answer is, Jack?
I went for mushroom. I'm really not sure on this.
Well, most people
It's an even.
went for squirrel. But most people are Wrong. It is indeed mushroom.
Ooh, I got it. Ooh. I was just thinking forest. You've got mushrooms in the forest.
Well, I tried to
know,
pick lots of
so-
things you find in a forest, like squirrels and rabbits.
Yeah, that's true actually.
I didn't know myself, I must be honest, until I saw something earlier. Question
But I am in
3.
the lead.
You are in the lead. Who are Germany playing in the opening game of Euro 24 tonight? I could rename that now as Who are Germany pumping in the opening game of Euro 24 tonight? Is it Ireland, England, Spain, or Scotland?
It was just said in chat, so if you read chat, then
If you're paying attention, you might get this one.
if you're paying attention.
Wow, some people are not paying attention.
Still, no, clearly.
The correct answer was, of course, Scotland. We had the honour of... The last time we were in a major competition, we got to open up the first game as well. And we had to play Brazil. Guess what happened in that game?
You lost. I'm guessing.
We did indeed, yes. JT, still in the lead.
Oh yeah.
Closely followed by...
I'm live on camera, so you can see I'm not cheating at all.
Yeah, I could probably find a way to refine this a little bit.
Oh yeah.
In the background,
do you
I'm
wanna
trying to
do?
find a way to put your face on at the same time as mine and the other, but it might be too technical for me right now. I'll practice that during the week. Question 4.
Yeah.
What did the UK Prime Minister cite as something he had to go without, hoping to make himself relatable to voters suffering in the cost of living crisis? That's a hell of a lot of words, I realise. But what did he say made him a poor person when he was younger? Did he go without Sky TV? Did he go without heating, a chauffeur, or new clothes?
This is another guess for me.
Yeah, this is a very UK-centric question here.
Yeah.
It's even between
Like
chauffeur and Sky TV, and heating not far behind. It was indeed Sky TV, he said. Oh, it was a car crash of an interview.
But was that even around when he was a kid?
It would have been.
Mm.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But he was trying to make out that he was a humble immigrant that came from nothing. His mum was a pharmacist and his dad was a GP doctor. So look, you were hardly on the breadline, mate.
No, exactly.
Last week, Sterbai was a type of Corydoras. What genus is it now? Is it
I know
Osteogaster,
this.
Hoplysoma, Gastrodermis, or Brochus?
See, I studied that article from Rebecca like about 5 minutes before the stream. Just quickly went through it.
I've probably got it wrong.
Eh.
But according
think
to
I
everything
got
I read... there's some division. According to everything I read, it was Hoplysoma.
What? I put... Oh, okay. I got it wrong. I put Brochus.
As only things in lineage 1 stayed as Corydoras, and Sterbai were in... I can't remember now. Oh, I wrote it down in the notes, actually.
Have you seen chat? Rebecca says she's wrong. She put the wrong answer.
Hoplysoma Sterbai. Yes, that's the one. Is that twice I've been right against Rebecca when she said things?
Yeah. We need to clip this again.
Someone clip this, yeah. I've said a thing that was clever. It
Yeah.
has to happen. It's like a broken clock. They're right twice a day. Sleeping Beauty has taken the lead with that question.
Mm.
I can't believe Rebecca got that one wrong.
No.
Oh, dear.
She wrote the blinging article herself. Or did she?
Stevie P, Mona Lee, Zenny, Crash, Debs, and someone else got that one right. I missed it because it flashed by too quickly. SJH, well done all you lot. Question 6. What technology removes contaminants from water by passing it through a membrane under pressure? Is it a heavy metal axe? Is it reverse osmosis? Is it deionization? Or is it distillation? Apparently this term that we use in fish keeping upsets proper scientists because it's not a real thing.
Yeah, it is. No, it's indeed not a. Yeah.
It is reverse osmosis, which technically shouldn't be able to exist. Because if you pressurize it, it's no longer osmosis. But anyway. The correct answer. Well done, everyone. Lots of people getting that one right. Mona Lee, was that a bit of a finger slip there? Crash, SGH and Red Laser, all missing out on the points on that one. Right, question 7, here we come. How many horsepower does the average horse have? There's one for you.
Oh, this could be a trick question. Ooh.
I'll give you a clue. It's not one.
Oh.
Horsepower is defined as how much effort it takes a horse to lift a weight out of a hole of a certain depth for some reason.
Okay. Interesting.
And the answer, everyone's gone for
Everybody
one.
went for one.
You're all wrong because the correct answer is 15. The average horse has 15 horsepower.
Nobody got it right.
So I
Trick
suspect the rankings haven't changed because nobody got that one right. We'll move swiftly on to question 8. If you were born today, what sign of the zodiac would you be? Taurus.
Honestly, no clue.
I wrote the question and I don't have a clue either. Taurus,
No.
Pisces, Cancer or Gemini? Some people are into this though. Some people will get this.
Yeah, some people will.
I'm trying to offer a broad church so as people from all kinds of knowledge get something.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's going for Gemini on that one. A few Cancers. It is Gemini. Well done, everyone. Rebecca takes the lead over Juggler from that one. Stevie P. Oh, we've got big names in the top 3.
Yeah.
Question 9. What percentage of UK households own a fish tank? This is from a recently published study. I thought I'd made notes where I could show you all the links to the recently published study. But if you happen to know the answer from an old study, it's the same number because I went back and checked. 4, 22, 16 or 10?
I know in the Netherlands it's quite high.
The Netherlands
UK,
is slightly higher than the UK, I think, because I was on that as well. So most people have gone for 16. It's not that high. It's only 10%.
Oh,
I think the
10.
Netherlands was 16. And it
Yeah.
was one of the highest in the world.
Yeah. Mm.
The US, I think, was 12 or 13. So, only one person got that one right. And it was Laurie Carey Day, extending her lead by 80 points over Juggler. Well done, Rebecca. And remember, this next question is a gambling question.
Oh.
If you don't gamble, you don't win anything, but you don't lose anything. So whatever you choose to go for is what you will increase your score by. Are we ready to go?
Quick tip for everybody. All or nothing.
All or nothing. The hint is because I haven't changed it from last week. This question may or may not be anything to do with science fiction. Oh, no, it is. So, yeah, it does. It makes sense.
Science fiction.
In what film franchise was Ellen Ripley a main character? Was it Alien, Star Wars, Avatar, or Fast and the Furious? So the fact that I said it was science fiction related means you can rule out one of those. Rebecca says she knows this one.
The guess for me. I think. Yeah. I'm not that good with character. Like, I might recognize the face, but the names, no clue.
Well, sounds like you guessed correctly.
Oh, I must have guessed. I must have, yeah.
I had no idea her first name was Ellen, but I knew Ripley was from Alien, but there you go. And as Simon says, Fast and Furious is still very much science fiction. It is. They went to space once and everything, didn't they? Yeah, so Alien is the correct answer. Well done, everyone. The points will remain roughly the same. Oh, Juggler has taken over because Rebecca didn't bet everything. See, that's where it goes wrong. So now we've got Juggler in first place, Stevie P in second, Sleeping Beauty, Laurie Carey Day, JT, Botty McBotty, Zenny, Dave, Gas Musk making up the top 10. Question 11. What kind of fish is this?
$91 points for me.
A nice easy one for everyone. Well, the timer runs
quick.
down. I shall go and get myself another drink. Or while the timer runs down, I'll go and break the fridge. Sorry about that. Everyone's going for 100% for Flowerhorn. Quite right. So, leaderboard stays fairly static, and we move swiftly on to question 12. If you wrote down every number from 1 to 100, how many times would you write 9? It's a bit of a thinker for you.
Oh.
I am prepared to show my workings on this one. I suspect people will argue with me about it. Is it 20 times, 11 times, 9 times, or 10 times?
Gotta be 11, right?
Well, some people think it is 11.
Must be.
Do you know what I call those people? Wrong.
What?
Because it's 20.
What?
It's clearly 20.
If you wrote...
Right.
Right, explain.
Big face.
Go on. We want an
So,
explanation.
from 1 to 100, 9, 19, 29, 39, 49, 59, 69, 79, 89, 90. That's 10 times. 91, 92, 93, 94, 95,
Oh,
96,
no, I
97,
forgot about
98, 99. Because there's two 9s in 99, 20.
Oh.
So, well done,
Oh, well.
5 people. Who were the 5? Juggler, Sleeping Beauty, Laurie Carey Day, Botty McBotty, and Dave H. All got that one correct. Well done.
Of course it was the bots. I got it correct.
13. What colour's the dragon on the Welsh flag? You should get this one, Jack.
I should get this one. If I get this wrong, I'll be dead. I think.
For those that don't know, Jack is a Welsh Dutchman.
I'm a
Or are
Welsh
you a
guy.
Dutch Welshman? What way round is it?
I don't know. I don't know. But equal split, 50-50.
Your options are black,
So-
white, green, or red.
Well, I went for red. Is it green?
Oh,
No.
most people went for green.
It's not green.
It is red.
It's red. There we go.
It is a red dragon on a white and green background.
Exactly. All
Juggler.
those
Juggler
people
missed out. What happened?
Ooh.
Sleeping Beauty. Who's Sleeping Beauty? I've not seen that name before.
I don't know. Never seen that name. Do you know who Botty McBotty is? I still don't know.
I don't know who Botty McBotty is either. Reveal yourself.
No.
Sleeping Beauty and
I
Botty
know.
McBotty. Also, SGH. I don't think we've ever figured out who SGH is.
No.
He, she, they,
But
whatever they're calling themselves, always seems to do well in quizzes, usually.
yeah.
Question 14. Zebra Daniel fish belong to which fish family? Chichlidae,
I think I. Yeah.
Cichlidae, Cyprinidae, Loricaridae, or Posilidae? Where does
So
this...
what I did here is just stripe the ones out that I think, or that I know are definitely something else. And then you end up with one answer. And that's what you choose.
These are the ones I traditionally get wrong because I don't read the page properly. Most people are going for Cyprinidae, and that's what I thought it was too.
Yeah.
Well done, everyone. Over 1,000 points already. Only on question 14. Here we go, number 15. Which Roman numeral has the highest value? M, X, D, or C? How well do you know your Roman numerals?
I do. I think I got this one. Yeah.
Rebecca wasn't taught about the Romans.
Well, I had Latin, so.
Well, yeah, and in the UK, every time you watch something on the BBC, it tells you the date in
Yeah, it
Roman
says
numerals.
exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Like BBC, what does it say? And it says like M.
It's always MCM.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, exactly.
it is M, because M is 1,000, C is 100, X is 500, I think.
D is 10.
And D is 10. No, X is 10. Oh, I can't remember now.
Oh, X is 10. D is 100. No.
C is 100.
C is 100. Wait, let me look it up. The Roman numeral. Oh, D. Oh, 500.
D is 500.
X is 10. D is 500. C is 100. M is 1,000. There you go.
Now you know, people.
Yeah.
And almost everyone got that one right, apart from Zenny the accountant. Any question I ever have with numbers, she gets wrong.
Well, everybody has their strongnesses and weaknesses.
Yeah, but you'd think an accountant with numbers would be the stronger. I won't pick on you, sorry.
You would think so.
They all have names as well, don't they? So I think Tommy's saying millennium. I think it's millennium, decimillennium,
They do.
or decimal, something like that. I can't remember. Question 16.
I'm not sure.
The 1995 film Clueless is based on which Jane Austen novel?
Oh, I should know this.
Persuasion, Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, or Emma? They are all Jane Austen novels.
Know this. Oh, okay, then I'm not sure.
I didn't know this until I met my wife. When she told me, I thought it was just a nice film about some kids at school.
Right.
Most people think it is Sense and Sensibility, with only 3 people going for Emma, which is the correct answer. Botty McBotty. Maybe Botty McBotty is an actual bot and just knows all the answers.
Yeah.
June got that one, as did Debs. I was thinking Taming of the Shrew. There is a film that's Taming of the Shrew, which is also good. It's the one with Heath Ledger, whatever that's called. 10 Things I Hate... Yeah, well, there it is. First Class Fish is just saying the same thing. 10 Things I Hate About You, that's the Taming of the Shrew. And Stevie B. Right, question 17. What is the name of the dot that appears above the lowercase I and J? Is it a prick? Is it a tittle? Is it a floaty? Or is it a peen?
Since when does that have a name?
Turns out it's always had a name, just no one's ever thought to think about what it is.
Okay.
Mandy's just
Very
said,
interesting.
this game is stupid.
Next we'll get is pouts in a corner, slams table. Something like that.
Yes. So, a lot of you have gone with peen, some floaties, one prick, and 6 tittles. It is, in fact, a tittle.
I thought so. It's always when you do these questions, it's always the weird one, you know? Like the weird. Usually.
Yeah, I thought floaty is just because it floats above it. Peen is actually the reverse side of a hammer. And prick is prick.
Yeah.
So Sleeping Beauty got that one wrong. Stevie P knew that one. Juggler didn't get that either. Nor did Rebecca. So the last couple of questions could be key here. Question 18. What colour would you associate with the Tarzu discus? Now, I noticed Rebecca started a thread talking about this earlier on one of the Discord servers, and I was a bit like, oh, I've made that a question. She's going to know the answer now. But she would already have known the answer. But now more people know the answer. Is it blue, green, red, or white?
I'm honestly not sure. And I keep discus.
Wow.
I think I got it wrong.
Most people think it's blue. And most people are wrong. Because it's green.
Oh.
It's more the wild types from, there's a specific place they come from, which I have immediately forgotten, but yes, they're green-based discus.
I was.
Laurie Carey Day, Gas Musk, and Mona Lee got that one right. Rio Tapaho or something is, Rebecca. I didn't remember that. Rebecca's typed it in. Mona Lee got it. Gas Musk got it. Well done. Question 19, penultimate question. What does the acronym AWOL stand for? Anyway out, Lord. Away overland. Always wandering our lad. Or absent without leave. I have no idea why that picture of John Travolta in a football dressing room is there. I clearly screwed up there. Should be a fairly straightforward one. Most people think it's absent without leave because it is. That's all about
the only
who's
one that makes
fastest
sense.
there. Right, the final wagering question. We've got first place Rebecca, second place Sleeping Beauty, Stevie P in third, Juggler fourth, JT fifth. But as I say, depending on how much people are willing to bet, anything can happen on this question.
Correct.
Question 20, here we go. It's nothing to do with geography. Ignore that
Geography
hint.
again.
This is more about health and the human body.
Oh. Somebody with biology lessons would know.
A biologist
in school.
or a doctor might do well with this question.
Okay.
Hepatitis is the inflammation of which organ? The colon, the liver, the kidney, or the lungs? You'll notice that's a picture of a heart, and that isn't one of the options.
You should have put one of those options as a heart, really. Just to trick them. I trick everybody with my
I thought
my
I knew
pictures,
this.
always.
And the reason I included this as a question is because I would have got this wrong had someone else asked me this.
Okay.
But most of you think it is the liver, with 2 people thinking it's the kidney. I'd have been with the 2 people because it is indeed the liver.
Liver.
So let's see how that has affected the final scores. Ready, drum roll. Finish the trivia game. Your winners are,
See?
in third place, Juggler.
Ooh.
First time you've not been first or second for a while. In second place,
No.
Stevie P. But this week's winner,
Oh.
Sleeping Beauty with 2,522 points. Well done, Sleeping
That was
Beauty.
full. Ooh. Full.
Reveal yourself, Sleeping Beauty. Let's see who you are. JT was fourth. What happened to Rebecca?
She never bets. She always bets. She doesn't bet all of them. She never does it. For some reason.
You got 15 of 20 questions correct and ended up in 7th place. You got more questions than anyone else correct. Gutted. You must be gutted. Rebecca's not a gambler. Yes, Stevie P says Rebecca's definitely not a gambler.
No.
Right, a quick look to see what the damage is.
Yeah.
Oh, we scored a goal,
Oh, you're looking at the. Oh yeah.
but we let in 5. Oh well.
Football is really not my thing. I don't know. I've got nothing with football really.
I've now lost Jack. There he is. He's back again.
Where am I?
I'll get rid of myself.
Am I on? I'm back on.
Brian's in. Well, I saw him sneaking in somewhere. It was a good goal,
Was he?
Brian. Oh well, as long as it was a good goal, we've covered ourselves in glory. Yeah. At least Scotland scored. Well, that's a good thing. Something for all the fans. My cousin's husband. What does that make him to me?
Some cousins has
Nothing. Like my cousin's husband. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Is in the Tartan army and goes to all the games. So he's over in Germany now. So I know there'll be loads of them. They'll just be like, "Whoa, so had enough of this. It's rubbish following a football team that's rubbish. It's not fun." Is it common in the UK? What's that, hepatitis? I hope not. I think there was Rebecca saying there was a scandal. There's always scandals with blood in the UK. We're always giving out dodgy blood to people. But it's not necessarily a common thing, hepatitis, unless you're like a proper scrubber or something. Blood transfusions were contaminated with blood from the USA taken from Americans paid to donate blood but not checked. Yeah. Is Sleeping Beauty going to fess up now? Has anyone seen Sleeping Beauty anywhere?
Nope. I haven't.
Adam's 7 fish tanks has turned up. We were talking about you earlier, Adam.
Yeah, we were.
Should we tell him what we said?
Yeah, maybe.
You'll have
Shall we keep it a
to watch the replay.
Yeah.
See if we're still friends after that. Rebecca just can't gamble at all. I tried, but I can only do half. So that's your downfall. Look at the stats. So we have to look at the stats and say you answered 3 questions more than anyone else correctly, and you came in 7th place. Brian says it was an own goal. So we didn't even score a goal. And you were down to 10 men. Yeah, I saw the sending off. I haven't watched it yet. I was only watching the text updates as I was doing other things, so I didn't actually see. But apparently it was quite the tackle.
By the way, did you know Stephen P got all of his questions correct on my quiz yesterday?
Did he?
He didn't. Yeah, all of them correct. All of them. Insane.
Well done, Stevie P.
And he won, of course. But yeah, crazy.
He only got 13 of mine correct.
And well, people said I had a difficult quiz. Yes, I was like, I had questions about bacteria, like the Bactosomas and the Bacto...
Nitromasters and Nitrosomas and
whatever.
Nitro everythings.
Those type, yeah, those type of things.
All the good ones.
So, but yeah.
See, you're where I was a couple of years ago. You're going to soon run out of questions to ask about fish. This is where it gets really difficult when you're like, how do you spell fish in Greek? And you're like, people are going, what?
Oh, yeah.
That's not a fish question anymore.
Yeah, no, I do get that. But I guess... I mean, I repeated a question from last week with the sponge filter one.
Yeah, I saw that.
I updated
you were still
that.
Wrong. In what universe are sponge filters not using electricity?
No, so this time I said sponge filters indirectly use electricity.
But how is it indirect though?
Because
if there's no electricity, there's no sponge filter.
No, correctly, but so they're not using it directly, so they're not plugged into the wall. No, they are indirectly because there's a...
All right.
You know, they have air being pumped in, and that air pump, that generates power from the wall, from electricity.
And what does the air pump, what's that connected to?
Yeah, to the wall, so into the plug, into the wall.
And what's it connected to on the other end? The sponge filter.
Yeah, that's...
Direct line from the wall to the sponge filter.
Yes, but my question was, does the sponge filter indirectly use electricity? So to use it, not to be connected. Not talking about that. And even if it was connected, there's no electric volts going through that piece of airline tubing. I can guarantee you. So.
Yeah. But I would argue an indirect use of electricity would be something over here that's using electricity and something over here that notices it's on, isn't connected in any way, shape or form, and just works. If it requires electricity to work, it's not indirect. And a sponge filter requires electricity to work. Unless you're stood there on the end of the pipe going...
Well, maybe I've got people working for me.
You need to record a video of you going... See, going, Graham, told you, indirect. It's working perfect.
I'll make a short.
Yeah, so that's the level of question you're going to have to get to, because you soon run out of fish ones.
Good point.
But I watched it back today. It was. If anyone is interested, I get a lot of comments saying, "Oh, the stream used to be a lot better before you did this quizzing nonsense." I quite enjoy the quiz. It's a little bit of a break and a bit of fun.
I like the quizzes too, and since I started doing them on mine, I have gotten more engagement and like people coming back every week to do the quizzes because they wanna, and then I do the same as you, for the monthly winner, like a little prize, whatever. Whenever there's a prize involved, people can be feisty. That's the thing.
Yes, which is why you have to do the whole warning of whatever the answer is, it's what I say it is, not what you think it is, not what you've got wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Clark's Mini Fish Room says, "Hi all, sorry for your team's loss, Graham. I was rooting for them, hoping they could do the impossible. I almost put a bet on. I was thinking this is the kind of game where, I'm going to go all football-y for a minute, this is the kind of game where it's the big upsets, it's the first game of the tournament, the minnows of Scotland and the giants of Germany, the Germans are overawed with the amount of pressure on them, and Scotland go in there and pump them 3-0. Turned out that didn't happen. Who knew? Stevie P says it helps when you don't ask any sports or UK specific questions. I have to kind of put in a few. For those of you who are just joining for the first time, I used to do a thing where whoever wins the quiz gets to pick the specialist subject for the next week. I've kind of given up on that because I can never remember who won or what they said. But I generally have a few fish questions, a few current events questions, and then some random questions. So I try and cater to my international audience. International man of mystery that I am. But
and you also have some old people questions.
I have some old people questions, I do.
For the younger generation, unfortunately.
But I also have some young people questions. So you are the same age as my eldest son. and I get him to give me some questions every week. So you'll notice last week,
Yeah.
I think there was a question about...
A game.
Oh yeah, that was one of them. So one about Elder Scrolls, and he
Yeah.
went, "Oh well, some old people might play this game, but most young people will at least know." And he gives me a few. So I try and cater to all demographics, and all that means is
Yeah.
all demographics moan at me for something. So
No,
you can't
true.
please everyone, and you shouldn't try. Jack's filters run on bellows, says Juggler, or steam. See, that would be true. If you said sponge filters exclusively run on electricity, that you could argue that they don't exclusively run.
But what else do they run on?
A steam, you could get a steam engine, a petrol generator, an internal combustion engine, you know.
But then yet, isn't the whole point of a steam engine that it produces electricity?
No, it produces power.
Power, yeah, but usually in the form of electricity, right?
Well, unless you're a train, then it's just moving wheels with big pistons, or a ship.
Yeah, okay.
They don't generate electricity. They can generate electricity.
It can, yeah.
Who knows? But as DVP says, the key debate here, though, is without electricity, can a sponge filter be an autonomous filter?
What does autonomous mean?
As in,
That it can run
will
on
do
its
it
own?
on its own without any input from anywhere else. And I would suggest it could, but a really rubbish one. So I've had sponge filters that have just sat in tanks seeding themselves. So they aren't actually running, but I can use them in other tanks, and once they do run, they do work because they're sat there gathering bacteria.
Yeah. And also, you probably would have seen it somewhere on YouTube. You've got like these videos of like automatic air siphon system that no energy, like the water goes through. You could probably set something like that up that there's like flow going through the filter and thereby bringing oxygen to the sponge and the bacteria.
Yes. I don't know if you remember, what was the brand? It's Boyu or Sun or something like that. They used to sell these tanks where they would have... They had a lid and the filter was in the lid, so they'd have the lid that opened so you could feed stuff, and then they had a light, and then they had a bit at the back which the water ran across. So it was lots of little filter trays. So it was just a power head that sucked the water up, spat it across, and then there was a mod you could buy that you could put an upside down sponge filter on the return, so it returned through a sponge filter. So technically, but it's still electricity because it's electricity that's driving the pump. I fear we're getting too technical now.
This debate could go on forever. I think we just need to.
We want someone to invent a steam-powered sponge filter, and then we can put this one to bed.
Yeah.
Rule 1, the quizmaster is always right. Rule 2, see rule 1. Yes, exactly. Scott says he's noticed I've stopped including JCVD. I had a JCVD question last week. Auction, you say it. Did I say auction? I don't remember that now. Jack, have you been conned by a perpetual motion video? I think that's with the talking of the lift of the water that moves, and then that drives the sponge filter. It's the law of entropy. It could never happen. Swimming fish moving water past bacteria on a surface is just highly inefficient and an ugly filter. Yeah, it's like saying that a sponge filter that just sits in a tank, if it was so the best case scenario for me is if it was previously used as a sponge filter and you stick it in another tank just sitting there, the bacteria that have already colonized that filter will continue to eat off the stuff in the same way that a lot of bacteria live in your substrate and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not the best way to run a filter, but it will go with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, Simon, I like it. Technically, there was a JCVD question because I asked what AWOL stood for, and AWOL, as we all know, is Jean-Claude Van Damme's fourth best film.
I didn't know that.
A lot of people don't know that, don't worry. Right, we've got one more quiz to go. I wanted to talk about one more thing, so I'm going to shrink you down again, Jack, for a second. Well, oh no, I've deleted it. I wanted to show you an email that I got today pointing me at OATA. Has anyone heard of OATA? Do we know who OATA are? The Ornamental Aquatic Trade Association.
What the?
I'm never sure if they're just for Britain or they're for everywhere. But I got an email today saying this. This isn't the email. The email says something along the lines of, general election in the UK. Have you had any candidates come to your door? And what they want me to do is they want me to ask any candidates that come to my door if they're aware of OATA's manifesto pledges. And their pledges are, no, they're not bad. So I don't know if you can see any of this.
I can see it.
Support pet ownership in all forms. Reject calls for bans of exotic or wild pets through the introduction of positive lists or other means. Instead, so the positive lists are where they say, oh, you're only allowed to do these certain things, or keep them in a certain way. Support people keeping their pets through their life with education, advice, and information. Great. Protect pet shops' abilities to sell live animals. Support the pet shops continuing to sell live animals by improving inspections, simplifying bureaucracy, and regularising, that's easy for me to say, regularising fees that councils charge. Great, makes sense. Require local authority inspectors to be trained in all pet species. This, to me, is the biggest one. 3 or 4 years ago, I registered as a pet shop in Sheffield, which was the most bureaucratic, idiotic, pointless idea. The worst thing I've ever done. Biggest waste of money. But one of the steps in registering as a pet shop in the UK is they have to send out an inspector to make sure you're catering for the animal's welfare and health, that you have procedures in place to make sure everything's doing well. And it was a perfectly lovely lady came out and said, oh, I'm here to see your pet shop. And my pet shop was my fish room, so it was very much like your fish room. Jack had a couple of racks and was selling fish to people who would come along. And she came out and she had a checklist that she had to go through. And the first thing she said to me was, I know nothing about fish. I was like, well, okay then, so what are we going to talk about? And she went, well, I've got a checklist to make sure that you qualify as a pet shop. And I think the first or the second thing on there was, do you have a warm, dry space for the pet to gain refuge? I was like, well, I've got warm spaces, but I don't have very many dry spaces. And she was like, okay, and just crossed it off. It was very much there's no hint of irony. It was just like, oh, okay, no, can't do that one. And the next one was, are you making sure that you're offering plenty of exercise and time outside of the cage? And I was like, well, no, because I can't really I could put them in a bag and take them for a walk around the block. She was like, yeah, you should probably do that. I was like, really?
Yeah.
No. So it was all based on cats and dogs. That's all they were interested in, was cats and dogs.
Yeah.
And she knew nothing about it. And so I failed my inspection, quelle surprise.
Oh.
And then they sent somebody else out a couple of weeks later, and it was all fine, and they signed it off and realised, oh, yeah, that's fine. But it was all about dog groomers, cat, what do you call it? Cat kennels? Catteries? Is that what it is? Catteries, kennels.
Yeah, catteries,
And what they were trying to avoid was puppy farms, which is, that makes sense. You don't want those things. But the fact they refused me a license yet charged me the 300 and whatever pounds it was to go for it.
Really?
Because
did you complain?
I did complain, and I did get it back in the end. But it was a faff. It was a proper faff.
Yeah.
And all that was to do was to allow people to come to my house by appointment to buy a fish. So
Yeah.
to get round it and not do it, all I had to do was arrange to bring the fish to them or meet them somewhere else.
Oh. Well,
It was
I,
the
I,
biggest faff in the world. So this required the local authority inspectors to be trained in all special. That definitely struck a chord with me. And then address the insufficiency and provision of live animal border control at seaports. I've heard lots of people who are importers have had problems with this, where shipments are getting held for days upon end because they just don't have enough. So this happened. My local green councillor, I think he was, pitched up this afternoon at the door to say, I'm your candidate for the general election. Would you be interested in voting for me? And this had just come through, so I said, how do you feel about Owata's policies? And he was like, who? So I had to explain, the ornamental trade body. I've got to be honest, I've never heard of them. What are their policies?
no.
So I showed him this on my phone, and he was like that. I think we've got bigger fish to fry. Sorry for the pun, but I think we've got bigger fish to fry. I thought, the audacity that Owata think anybody cares about this. I wish they did, but the fact that they think anyone cares about this. When people don't have enough money to pay for their heating, or to get their kids clothes for school, or put food on the table, it made me think, what? I don't get it. Wait until they have the bright idea of making fish equal to dogs, and then you can only have a license to sell it if the pit can be seen with its mother. Well, that was my experience. It was all dog and cat related questions being applied to fish, where you're a bit like, what?
In a pet shop in the UK, you can't sell cats and dogs, right?
Not anymore. Well,
No.
I've never seen it in 10, 20
No.
years or something along those lines.
Hmm.
You used to see it quite a lot. I saw it in when I was a kid. You could go to a pet shop and you would see like cages and bundles of all kinds of stuff. But these days, I've never seen like parrots and things like that. It used to be quite common in pet shops. You would see certainly cats, dogs, lizards, and all that kind of stuff. But nowadays, fish are the most exotic thing I've seen in a pet shop for quite a long time.
Yeah. Well, they've enforced a new law here, which literally all the people who keep animals are really not happy about at all. I've had discussions in Instagram comments with people, and it's like a whole thing. And it's basically what they've done now. So before you could keep almost every animal that existed here in the Netherlands. You can keep almost everything. But what they've done now is, because apparently the government has nothing better to do, which they do, but they think they don't, they've gone ahead, chosen 5 or 6 experts, like scientists, scientific experts, like on like animals and stuff like that. And they've spent 5 years creating a list of animals that people can keep. Okay? So there's now this list with about 30 species of animals which you can keep, and then all the other animals you can't keep, or at least not without a permit or whatever. And so the main thing was, like these little Russian dwarf hamsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got the Russian dwarf hamster, which I used to breed and sell. You're not allowed to keep that one anymore, but you can keep the Chinese dwarf hamster. You can also keep the gold hamster, which is the larger one. You can do all those things. You can keep all kinds of mice and rats and whatnot. Also, you can keep a... Now I need to know what this is in English, because I don't know. Water before English. You can keep a water buffalo. Yeah?
Yeah, because everyone's got loads of space for one of them.
Exactly. You can keep some llamas if you want. You can keep whatever you want, like that kind of stuff. But you can't keep a little tiny hamster, the Russian dwarf hamster.
And I think that's what they mean, or Wata were meaning about the not using the positive lists, where You can only keep what they've decided to put on a list, because if they haven't thought about it, then it's not on the list and you're not allowed it, and you're like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense.
It just doesn't make sense. At least they haven't done a list like that for fish yet.
Yet.
So, yet. Well, they said like this is for animals, and then regarding birds, there's like nothing, and like reptiles, there's also nothing said about that. But fish, nothing is said about that at all. But maybe that'll happen. I hope not, because now you can keep pretty much every type of fish you want, I think.
Sorry, I just have to pause
yeah.
the conversation for the biggest dad joke I've ever seen. Where Mal said, Russian hamster? Depends where you're putting it. Okay. But yes, the thing with the fish, it has been threatened many times, and I think it is something that's always kind of on the cusp, and that's probably what Owata are getting at. Where we can keep arowanas, Asian arowanas, yet in most of America you can't. There are certain turtles people can keep, and certain ones that people can't. There's things we can get here or not get here, and you can probably get things we can't get. It's all much for muchness. I'd much rather see something that said you can keep it if you can prove you can keep it. I don't know what that
Exactly.
I don't know what that system looks like, but that would be the way to do it.
That's what I was thinking. Like, wouldn't a solution be, because okay, I get it. Some people just don't know how to keep animals, or stuff like that. But then I would think, isn't the solution informing people with the right information, and maybe even like make some kind of list where people like have to like have certain requirements, so like how big the cage needs to be, how this and that, like requirements, instead of banning them immediately, like.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the reason they don't, is they see it as an onerous
Too much
process
work.
to go through every single thing you can think of.
Too much work.
Too much work. Nobody can be bothered.
There it is.
So everyone loses out. It's a shame. So
Yeah.
as much as I
then-
was slagging off Owata there with their unrealistic expectations, it's nice that someone is doing this to
Yeah.
try and make a bit of a stink. Owata I don't have much of a problem with. PETA and people like that I've got a little bit more of a problem with, where I think they're a bit more holier than thou, and some of the things they do hurt not animals necessarily, because obviously they don't try and hurt, but they hurt our enjoyment of animals, because they care more about themselves than they do about the things they're trying to protect.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter. Anyway, before I die of choking to death, it's 10:30. Jack, you can go if you want, or you can stay if you want, but we're going to kick on with the next quiz.
I think I'll leave for now.
And once he's gone, everyone, I want you to rate his performance. Was he a good co-host, bad co-host? No. Okay. Thank you very much for your input. It has been wonderful. I'll go back on my big face.
I'll let you guys.
In fact,
or I'll let somebody. I'll let somebody else win the Eliminator this week.
oh no, maybe we should keep him on just for the Eliminator to make sure he doesn't cheat. Right, I'll give you, while I go and grab another beer, I would like to thank Jack for joining us, but I'll leave 30 seconds now to tell us about your channel and why everyone should go and check you out.
Oh. Okay, this is an advert for me, I guess. Well, I'm Jack from JT Keen Fish. I'm 17 years old, a young kid, starting a fish shop in his parents' garage. I have a YouTube channel called JT Keen Fish, and all the social medias that come with it, of course. And yeah, that's
Time's
about
up.
it.
Shush.
Go subscribe. and
Bye.
that's it.
Thanks for joining. No, so you definitely go and check out Jack. He's, for someone who's only 17, the amount of entrepreneurial initiative he's showing. He knows his stuff as well. He knows his onions. Knows how to make a video as well. They are worth watching. I'll leave it at that. Thank you for joining us, Jack. And if you want to hang around
problem.
for the Eliminator, it's coming up shortly.
I'll see. But for now, I'll leave. I might stay just to do it and see if I'm out in the first question or
Well, we're going getting quick. Oh, sorry, I'm just spilling things. Once I've
not.
found the button to click, I shall put it in chat for everyone.
Anyways, I'll see you guys sometime soon.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Jack.
All right. Bye.
The link is in description for anyone that's interested. Remember, this is the Eliminator, so these are rules. Let me see if I can find the actual... There we go. Get there in the end. This is the Eliminator number 8. No one has won other than Jack, and he's won twice, so we need someone else to do well. The questions increase in difficulty as we go. You get 10, you win the prize. There was a store here selling foxes, skunks, etc. on the shop floor. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen foxes or skunks being sold. But I do remember going into pet shops when I was younger and seeing, like, just you're in like a shopping centre, a pet shop that would have lizards, snakes, parrots, budgies, fish, guinea pigs, hamsters, everything. Everything all under one roof, as Jeffrey would say. Can you see me now? And that just doesn't happen anymore. There are some reptile shops in Sheffield, so you can go and buy snakes and that kind of stuff. There are some aquarium shops. But yeah, there's been so many years since I've seen one shop that sold all those kind of things. Right, I think we're about ready to kick off the quiz, because I'm about ready to have a pee. So remember, this is the one where you get the immediate prize, if you ask for the immediate prize. Foxes and skunks are common exotics. They even had bats. Wow. Question 1. Who's this actor? Who is this? Is it Nicole Kidman, Reese Witherspoon, Angelina Jolie, or Sandra Bullock? This is to weed out the young people, because none of my kids knew who this was. 2 people went for Angelina Jolie. The rest went for the correct answer, which was Sandra Bullock. So we've got most people in. Who was eliminated on that one? Let's have a quick look. How did we fight? Eliminated. There we go. Oh, yep, the young people. JT. Good night, all. JT and Gas Musk are out on that one. Question 2. How many minutes is in a regulation football, soccer match? 120, 90, 60, or 80? Most people going for 90, because it is indeed 90. Who did we lose on that one? We lost Zenny, Red Laser, June, Stevie P, Elaine. It's a sport. Sport got him again. Sorry. But plenty of people still in. Question 3. What element is represented by the chemical symbol Fe? Sorry, Stevie P. Out with the sports. There's another sports question coming as well. Nine irons and 3 sulphurs. It is iron. Oh, we've still got a fair few people in. We lost Debs, SGH and Mal on that one. And Mickey. Question 4 coming up. How many teams are competing at the Euro 2024 finals? 2024 finals. 48, 36, 12 or 24? There are 24. Botty McBotty, Juggler, Mona Lee, Aquarium Shed, Sleeping Beauty, Laurie Carriday and Shadow are still in. Zane says, that's too many. That's just the finals as well. Right, question 5. This is the halfway point where they start to get a bit harder. What is the official language of Brazil? Okay, after this one they start to get a bit harder. Portuguese, Brazilian, French or Spanish? Everyone's going for Portuguese because that's the correct answer. A porch full of geese. What do octopuses do shortly after mating? Do they change sex? Do they die? Do they change colour? Or do they eat each other? Mostly going for die. It is correct. Yes, when octopuses mate, that is them reaching the end of their natural life and existence. They just stop eating, they stop doing everything, they get diseases, they float around, they go into a kind of demented, a state of dementia and float around, just getting picked off by sharks and stuff. They 100% don't change colour, Juggler. Botty McBotty, Juggler, Mona Lee, Sleeping Beauty and Laurie Carriday still in. Question 7 coming up. What is the name of a book a person writes to document their life? I'm now doing that. Needs a pee bouncing. Is it an autobiography, a memoir, a biography, or a novella? Three autobiographies, 2 memoirs. It's an autobiography. A memoir is something a person writes about a period of their life rather than their whole life. So we've got Botty McBotty, Juggler and Laurie Carriday, but I'm afraid I can't hold it any longer and I have to go for a little break. So enjoy talking amongst yourselves and this pleasing video while I run upstairs. Hello, I'm back again. Sorry about that. I just had to do a quick run upstairs to visit the littlest room. Run upstairs, use the bucket under the desk. I should get a bucket under the desk, yeah. I've just seen my eldest son. Hello, Alistair, if you're watching. He says the questions are too easy if you still get 3 people in at this question. My question with fish houses is basically, they need toilet rooms. They do, because there's running water everywhere. Right, are we ready? This is your warning, everyone. Get ready for the last couple of questions. Question 8 coming up any second now. We've got Botty McBotty, Juggler and Laurie Carriday. Question 8. What is the most valuable company today? Market capitalisation being the metric. Is it Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon or Apple? Two going for Nvidia, 1 going for Amazon. The actual answer is Apple. We need a wah, 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 wah. It's Apple, followed by Microsoft, followed by Nvidia, and Amazon are way down the list. And I can show you this because I did make a note of this one. Apple are at 3.34 trillion. They tend to be changing places with Microsoft for most of this year as to who's top dog. Microsoft on 3.26 trillion. Nvidia are 3.1 and Amazon are way down here at 1.6. So there you go. I'm going to give you question 9 and question 10 anyway. Or should I save them so I don't need to write them next week? I'll give you it anyway. Question 9. What was the subject of the first ever colour TV programme in the UK? I'll let you write your answers in chat rather than anything else. Some say Nvidia, but I say Apple. Yeah, I think Nvidia will probably get there. The amount that they're doing in generative AI and things like that, I think they'll eventually get there. Is Alistair Botty McBotty? I wonder if he is. Alistair, if you are watching, are you Botty McBotty? Zen says A, snooker. Red Laser's going with D, the Queen's Speech. Snooker for Tanks and Fish. Alistair is Alistair. He's not Botty McBotty. Says the Queen's Speech. Speech. The answer is tennis. And little side fact, the reason that tennis balls are yellow is because of David Attenborough. You know that David Attenborough? The wildebeest likes to shag the other wildebeest because that's what they... because he was controller of BBC Sport at the time and said that yellow against green would be the best contrast to show up on colour TV. There you go, the more you know. Question 10. How many calories are in an average human body? As in, like a Mars bar has 400 calories. If you were to eat a human body, how many calories? 250,000, 125,000, C, 100,000, or D, 55,000. This question was contributed by my number 2 son. So we've got a couple of A's, a couple of D's, and a B. correct answer is B. Now, if it was my human body, there might be a few extra calories in there. But yes, the average human body would give you 125,000 calories, which kinda makes that. Have you ever seen that film Alive about what were they, a rugby team or something that crashed in the Andes, and they ended up having to eat the human bodies? That would have kept you going for quite a while. There we go. Hope you all enjoyed that. I'll just quickly go in and export, pardon me, the questions from the quiz before I forget. Pardon me. Don't eat the brain or neural tissue, ideally. Why is that? Is that like why we ended up with mad cow disease? No, that was because they ate their own. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is. I'm now talking to myself. Mad cow disease. There you go. Yeah, well, if you've seen that film, is it called Alive? Alone? What's the film called? In the Andes. Yes, a plane crash in the Andes. The Uruguayan rugby team crash in the Andes Mountains, and they end up having to eat. But they mostly eat the bums of the other people. It's a good film, that. I enjoyed that. Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease is largely from neural tissue, hence they also ban animal protein even in pet pigs. In the Book of Eli, the cannibals who ate the brains ended up going feral. I see. I've seen the Book of Eli. Don't know why I felt the need to share that, but there you go. Alive is the Uruguayan rugby team, Brian, apparently. I was wrong. So, it's been quite the night. Germany have pumped my homeland 5-1, scoring all 6 goals, it seems. It's not looking good, is it? It's not looking good. I was kind of wanting to go up and watch the highlights, but don't know if I want to anymore. What did we think of having a co-host? I don't think I actually got through that many more questions. If anything, I think I missed more questions having a co-host. But did you enjoy it? Should we have like a rolling guest co-host, or should we make Jack a fixture? Anybody else fancy being a co-host? The existence of blue discus might be the one thing that convinces me to get discus. That's a comment I've just randomly clicked on. Did you not know that there was the existence of blue discus? There's loads of blue strains. There's brilliant blues, there's cobalt blues. The blue diamond is like the cheapest of all discus strains usually. They're easy, cheap, undemanding, prolific breeders. Yeah, they'd be great. They'd have to be okay with medium levels of calcium and Mg, magnesium, and slight alkalinity. Not a problem. Yeah, you should be fine. Not a problem. Weekly water changes, also not a problem. I know most people say, "Oh, discus water change every day." No, I do weekly water changes on this. I used to say I did twice a week. I used to say I did 3-4 times a week. Over the years, this is on weekly. I will at one point get it onto an automatic drip, but it has not suffered from weekly water. The only thing that's suffered from weekly water changes is the plants. So you might see a little bit of green hair algae on there. I did have a bit of a blackbeard algae. There's still some on there. Problem, but that was from fish. Have been fine. Fish are fine with it. Weekly water changes difficult to say, says Rebecca. I would say unless you're going for showfish, not a problem. To be fair, Germany played out. Well, as long as they played well, that makes it so much better. Yeah, it's better than getting beaten by a crap team. Jack did well. I thought so too. I'm looking for a co-host that's just there to add a little bit of filling in the gaps, pointing out when I've made a stupid mistake, not afraid to call me out, not afraid to jump in and say, well, no, that's not right, it's actually this. Add what so I can add inane chatter and nonsense gibberish. People who can add actual interest and proper facts would be useful. But also a bit of I don't know, I technically need to work this out, but I'd love someone else that can manage the chat, so I don't have to and I can just talk nonsense, because that's my forte. But yeah, I think he did. Rather than it being like an interview of, hi, this is Jack, he does this, that and the other, just chilling and doing well. So I thought Jack did well. Exactly. Prion diseases, Stephen? Oh, the brain thing again, I guess, yeah. I can co-host, but I'm not the best for that sort of thing. You're welcome to have a pop. I can have multiple people. I should have gone for a pee break earlier and then left Jack to entertain you all. But yeah, you can come on next week if you want, Rebecca, or any week, whenever. Simon liked Jack, thought he did well. This JT fish keeping guy said he liked the coast, so yeah, he thought it was good. He did do well, yes. So I think I need to work on layouts and stuff. But yeah, I think we can sort this out. So we'll have him back, shall we? Next time I could focus more on the chat. Well, I don't think there's much you can do about the chat other than say, oh, Graham, this person's calling you a wanker, or this person's asking you a question. I need to figure out a way that we can all... So if I have 2 or 3 people here, then we can all see the chat and we can all highlight a comment. That's kind of the ideal. Not quite sure how we do that yet. Rebecca, you'd be lovely arm candy for him. Yeah, well, we need... If we get any supermodels out there, we could definitely use some of that. That'll give the channel a boost. Discus even survived Punam. Discus they're stronger than people give them credit for. That's all I'll say. Anybody who's watched my channel for any length of time will know that over the years I've had several attempts to kill all my fish. That obviously not on purpose. But I've done stupid things, I've had horrible accidents happen, I've had stupid accidents that were my own fault happen, and the discus have generally been fine. Every discus I've ever lost has been completely innocuous. It's not because I've done something stupid. No, it is because I've done something. It's not because of, oh, I didn't water change them every 12 hours. That's not been the problem. They're as hardy as any other cichlid. I can only add improper facts. Well, I've kind of got that covered, but you know, everyone's can have a chance. Rebecca, I wonder if my daughter is too, or if the breed strains have changed as they have been bad this year already and they keep swelling up and turning extra red for a day. They're bad. What are we talking about now? Oh, mosquito bites. Yeah. Not fun. They seem to last me for like weeks. I'm generally I'm not mosquito friendly. I don't get bitten a lot. I think it's because I'm Scottish and midges and stuff. If you don't know this, if you're English and you go to Scotland, you get bitten by midges and they attack you. If you're Scottish, they just leave you alone. And to all my Scottish friends, find an English person to go with you, and then they'll go for the English person. Trust me. But mosquitoes, I think, do that similar thing where I don't get bitten often, but when I do get bitten by a mosquito, it'll be like, oh, I've got a little bite there. Oh, that's annoying. And then 2 days later, oh, that little bite's not gone anywhere. And then a week later, it's like, that massive red thing's really itchy and annoying. Quippy commentary. I can take some quippy commentary. Yeah, so I'm up for opening it up to other people. I kind of like I've always been a one-man band, but I don't mind. I'm not sure that I want to have a panel every week like some of the live streams do, and that's fine. I like it, but hey, we can give it a go. The Punami, I forget how that happened. I don't want to blame any of my children, but no, it wasn't my children's fault. Basically, I have pardon me. That grey pipe that you can kind of see, oh no, there, running there, that is a soil pipe coming from one of the downstairs loos. So I'm under the house at the moment, and that's a soil pipe coming from the downstairs loo that runs all that way. And it runs out of this fish room into another room where another toilet runs into it and a shower runs into it, and the shower had collapsed. The pipe that comes from the shower had collapsed into that soil pipe, blocking it, so it blocked it all the way back up there. And the punami happened when we noticed the downstairs toilet wouldn't flush properly anymore, or it was draining really slowly. Going, what's going on here? Oh, this is a bit strange. That's annoying me because it's now too high. That's not much better, but it'll do. So it filled all the way back up with all the things toilets fill with, and there was an inspection pipe at the top that was really stuck on and was not for coming off. And eventually I got it off, and that whole pipe emptied itself over me, over all the fish tanks. Do you know what? I'd kind of blanked that out until right then, and just remembered that I was viscerally hit in the face by the smell of the memory. Anyway, it was not nice. It was horrible. It went all over me. It went all over the fish tanks. It went everywhere. And I think I made a video called "The Power of Water Changes" because my discus were in there, and were filled with poo. There's no other way to say it. And yeah, it was fine. Everything was fine. The sewage pipe broke. It was the soil pipe backed up, and yeah, I was like right there going, I can get this inspection valve off, I can see what's going. Not fun. So Punami wasn't just fish poo. Oh no. No, no. I had a toilet block Christmas Day and got taught a good technique. Obviously, I didn't do it as I'm female and I'm delicate. It meant sticking your hand in poop. Yeah, but what a way to end a show. How poopy it was. How poopy was your poopiest experience? It's very poopy. Well, we've reached that time. I think someone else is probably streaming by now. We'll have. Is anyone still watching me? Who knows? I often worry that I'm sitting here chatting away and there's nobody here, and I'm looking at a chat that finished ages ago. But there's still a few people here. Thank you very much for joining me, everyone. We've had 5 new members tonight, so I'd like to raise a glass to all 5 new members. Hopefully stick around. If you are a member, or even if you're not a member and you're considering being a member, or even if you're not a member and you have no intention of being a member, what would you like to see being offered as a membership perk? So we've done the thing where if you join as a member, I'll stick your name on the outro. We've done the thing where you get 10% off anything at aquariumadventures.co.uk. Bish bash bosh. I've had a go at doing releasing videos earlier, but I don't think that's for me. What else would you like to see as a membership perk? What would make you consider joining as a member? That's something I'd be interested in. Join us in Discord. Tell me what those things are. Leave them in a chat in a random video. That's fine too. That's what I want to know. Brian's still here. Thank you, Brian. That might be that might be the best dad joke of the evening. That Tom smiles from earlier. Zen's an accountant. When she's constipated, she works it out with a pencil and paper. Oh dear. Bum. Do polls? Yeah. Well, what to put in the poll? Well, I think I need some suggestions of what's stopping you becoming a member, and I'm not being precious about this because there'd be very little that would make me become a member. Someone could offer me I'll make 5 videos a day about you specifically. I'd be like, yeah, I'm not interested, no thanks. So that's fine. I realise that's the place most people are starting at. What would make you interested in it? If I did more Megatank live streams, if I did more species profiles, if I did more interviews with other fish keepers or YouTubers, or I don't know. But yeah, lack of money. Yeah, exactly. The sound is still live on Discord, possibly. There you go. I've hung up on Discord. I apologise. Yeah, go watch some stuff. Go join Discord. Go watch some TV. Have some fun. Have a great weekend. That's all I can say. Enjoy yourself. As always, I'm interested in your thoughts, so let me know what you're thinking about. If you want to join as a co-host, no pressure. It's not going to be like an interview or anything. It's just you hanging out at the same time as me. You don't have to be a YouTuber. You don't have to be an expert in fish. Let me know if you're interested. We'll see if we can work something out. Until then, thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheery bye.